plaintiff, Brianna Epperson, was friends with the defendant. But after they moved in together, things took a turn for the worse. Brianna claims the defendant's boyfriend not only hit on Brianna, but he also assaulted her. Brianna's suing for rent and cancellation fees. Defendant Claudia Fuentes insists her boyfriend was never violent with Brianna, and she had no problem with him hitting on Brianna because they were in an open relationship. Claudia denies owing Brianna for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Your Honor, it started, me and Claudia have been friends for over 8 years. We were friends throughout high school. We used to, be kind of wild, had fun, you can imagine.
Did you all finish high school, obviously, I'm
yeah,
sure?
we finished high school.
What did you do after that?
I moved out of state to college, and I eventually came back, and I thought it would be a good idea for us to move in together. It turned out to be a big mistake.
Why? When did you all move in together? Let's start there.
We signed a 12-month lease in August of 2018.
How was living together?
It was smooth the first month, and then things took a turn pretty quick.
Why? What happened?
Well, really, it was her creepy boyfriend. The disrespect really started when, she would be in the shower and he would try to, come into my room and, come into my bed and attempt things with me.
Wow, hop in your bed?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I told her because I was just uncomfortable with it, and I figured she'd want to know.
To say the least, you were uncomfortable with
yes,
it, right?
Yes, right. And she didn't really act like she cared. But I mean, who wouldn't be bothered by that, honestly? And then it eventually had gotten violent between me and him. He put his hands on me, walked in our house like he owned the place, and that didn't sit right with me at all. And I told her I wasn't gonna keep dealing with him.
What did she say when you all had a physical altercation?
She sat there the whole time and didn't say anything.
She saw it?
Yeah, she was there.
Ma'am, let me hear from you on that.
It was a verbal argument. It wasn't
it never
really
got physical?
No, it was not
He threw
verbal.
something at her. That's about it.
He threw something?
No,
Oh, that's
I was
about it.
actually using the bathroom, and he walked into our apartment and pushed me while I was on the toilet. So yeah, I got up and I defended myself because you're in my house for one, and you see me on the toilet.
What were they arguing about? Did he pay rent there as well?
No,
Obviously,
he did not.
The rent was divided by 3?
No, it wasn't, and that was the whole point.
What was the argument about?
He asked me to go pick him up. My car was at the shop at the moment. So I asked her, hey, can we go pick him up at the bar? And she was like, yeah, okay. So we went to go pick him up, and we're telling him, hey, get in the car, and he's not getting in the car, so we left him. Somehow he got a ride to my house, busted in through the door.
You didn't have him arrested?
I was telling him I was going to call the police, but I don't want to call the police. It was at 3 in the morning.
Who paid for the damage?
He didn't damage anything, but it got physical, like he was violent with me.
She's saying he kicked in the door, so I thought perhaps
no,
that
the door
caused
was unlocked.
Okay. You want to tell me anything else?
Yes, sir. So while we were living together, she did have a problem with him. She would tell me. But my thing
What did she tell you her problem was with him?
She didn't want him there at all.
Why?
She didn't tell me her problem because he was disrespectful. She
Did
didn't
she
want
tell
him there
you
at
what
all.
way he was disrespectful?
No.
You didn't say how was he disrespectful?
They would always, go back and forward.
So you would
So I
see it.
assumed that would be the issue.
What were they going back and forth about?
Everything.
Really? Yeah. And so why would you keep having him over there if the person who is paying to live there continues to be in a confrontation with a person who is not paying to
It
live
wasn't
there?
always like that. One day
said
they would
it
be.
was.
One day they would get along. I'm sorry.
You said they were. You used the word always.
Most
You said
of
they
the
were
time.
always going at it. Nobody come to my house and always go at it. You
You're
don't
right.
come to my house.
Phew.
Go ahead.
So one day they would be BFFs. The other day it would be hell breaking loose. I
Did
apologize.
she ever tell you he jumped in the bed with her?
If he didn't, if he didn't feel comfortable doing that, he wouldn't have done it. That's
She
how I
told you
feel.
he did it?
I'm sorry?
Did she tell you he did it?
She told me after I moved out.
Oh, I told you
Months
the day
after.
of, baby.
Did you ask him about it?
Not really. We were in an open relationship, so whatever was happening really didn't bother
Okay,
me.
so you were jumping in bed with his friends.
No, I
She
wouldn't
was-
do that.
He would jump in the bed with your friends. Y'all did the same thing. That's essentially what we had an open relationship. We both did the same thing. Oh, okay. Your boyfriend jump in the bed with her. You jump in the bed with his friends.
That
How
wasn't
many?
the case at all.
Oh,
No.
well, that's what we're talking about. So is that what you're referring to about an open relationship?
Open relationship?
No, I'm saying, is that what I know what typically is?
No, it's
but-
not, because I wasn't jumping in bed with his friend.
Okay, well, that's why I'm confused. We were talking about your boyfriend jumping in the bed with her, and you not even asking him about it after finding out. And I said, why? You said, because we have an open relationship, which is really irrelevant to why you didn't ask about him jumping into the bed, which could be construed as a sexual assault. So you tell me how things played out from there.
I mean, after he got violent with me, that's where I was just done. And she continued to have him over. So, I mean, at the end of the day, she did pay her side of the rent too. So I felt like, what can I do? But I let her know, like, I can't keep doing this. Is there any way he can take over the lease since he wants to act like he lives here? And she said, no, don't worry about it. You know, I'll find
How
somewhere else
often
to
was he
live.
staying there?
A lot.
Over 50% of the time?
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just told her I'm tired of doing this. Like, I'm a full-time student. I work 2 jobs. I don't have time to deal with my own stuff on top of your situation. So I told her I can move and he can come in, or what do you want to do? And she said, find a new roommate. So I started looking for a new roommate. And it turned out like it was just a big situation.
So she moved out.
She hadn't moved out yet. I was in the process of trying to find someone to move in. I went out of town for business for a week. My phone got disabled. It cracked. I couldn't use it. And then by the time I returned, the girl who was going to move in backed out. So I was stuck, like, what do I do? And then Claudia had said, well, I can't stay because I've already signed a lease somewhere else. So at the end of the day, you know, I had told her I was going to find a roommate, and that didn't end up working out. So
Yeah, but she had the legal responsibility of finding one. It was her responsibility.
right.
And did she make an effort and find anyone?
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
I didn't, because she told me she would find one.
But she
didn't
didn't.
trust.
But she didn't. And you have the
But-
legal obligation. She didn't have the legal obligation. She was being nice. And so since her effort to be nice did not work out, the gift she was trying to give you, she was unable to give it to you. So you have to exercise your obligation. You have the obligation when you move and leave a lease to have a replacement roommate, and you haven't fulfilled that. Therefore, you owe her the amount she's asking for. And I'm sure you can get it from that fella who likes to jump in her bed.
Right.
Remember, the open relationship, $2,781 is your judgment. Have a good day.
I don't care about that. That wasn't an issue. If that would have been an issue, she would have put some more clothes on, and maybe he wouldn't be hitting on her. But it really didn't bother me.
I'm sorry, I'm aware what I want in my house.